All right. So today we will start in our child's pose. Hips are going to be over our heels, lowering our chests down. Arms are out in front. Wiggle those fingers a little bit. Stretch out the wrists. And then take a few deep breaths in through our nose and out from our mouths. And then bring our focus inward so that we can listen to what our body is telling us. Sometimes it might just be a whisper, so we have to be in tune to all of the things that we might hear from our body. Let the outside world just kind of fade away into the background as best we can. And then we'll seal our lips, inhaling and exhaling from our nose. Using our hands, let's press those hips back just a little bit further toward those heels. And then walk the hands over to one side, reaching across the body, lowering the chest. And then we'll walk the hands over to the other side. And then back to the center. And then from here, keeping our chests low, our hands are out in front of us. And slowly bring our shoulders forward. Noses are very, very close to our mats. Bringing those shoulders over the wrists, past the wrists. Inhale, little upward facing dog here. And then we'll press back to our child's pose. Taking our time, however long it takes us, to slowly bring those shoulders forward. And then pulling them back, lifting the heart. Upward facing dog. Let's do that one more time. Press back to our child's pose. And then inhale, slowly coming forward. And scooping up. And then we'll lower those knees and we'll find ourselves in tabletop. Hands are underneath of our shoulders, fingers are wide, knees are underneath of our hips. And then inhale, we'll reach out with that right hand and then press back with the left foot. Toes are pointing down toward the ground so that this left hip can stay flat with the right. Pressing with the heel, reaching with the fingers, and breathing deeply into our belly, into our back. And exhale, lowering back down to our tabletop. And then we'll go over to the other side. Left hand reaches out, right foot presses back. You can even reach back, kind of touch in that low back. See if we're keeping it open as we can, without collapsing in the tummy. Reaching and pressing. And exhaling back down to our tabletop. Then again, right hand, left foot. And exhaling down. And left hand, right foot. And back down. Good. Let's lift up that right hand and the left foot. And now from here, we have a choice. We can either bend the elbow, bend the knee out to the side, or if we would like, we can keep them extended, opening wide out to the side. Either way, listen to what our body is allowing us to do, either bent like a cactus or long like an airplane, balancing. And then back to our reach. Good, and now with our breath, we'll do that another 5 times. Exhale, we'll break out to the side. Inhale, back to the reach. Exhaling to the side. And inhaling, reach. Exhaling out. And inhaling. 2 more. Last one. And back to our reach. And then exhale. Let's lower that hand and knee down to our mat. We'll do a little cat here, rounding as we exhale. Arching as we inhale into our cow. Then we'll reset back to that neutral spine, active tummy. We'll go over to the other side, reaching with our left hand, pressing with that right foot. And then we'll break out to the side. Run out of space. And then back to our reach. And then 5 times. Let's go out to the side. And then to our reach. And out to the side, moving with our breath at our own pace. Good. 1 more. Out to the side. And then back to our reach. And then finding that tabletop again. Another cat and another cow. Rounding, lifting the spine up to the sky. And inhaling, dropping the tummy, lifting the heart. Good. Back to our neutral spine. 1 more bit on our hands and our knees. Hands can stay on the floor this time. Back is flat. We're going to reach out that right leg. Then we'll cross over the left foot. Little hip stretch here. But then inhale, extend out behind us again. Exhale, lower down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Let's keep those toes on the ground and we'll peek over that left shoulder. Look toward the toes. And then we'll come back to the center. Keep reaching that right foot out. Let's lift up that left hand. Good. And now let's exhale. Bring the elbow and the knee together. Rounding, tucking our chin. And then inhale, lengthening out. And exhale, rounding and touching. And inhaling out. Exhale, rounding and touching. Inhale, reaching. And then we'll lower that hand and foot down to our mat. Good. Left leg will extend back behind us. Flatten those hips behind. And now, crossing that left foot over the right. Good. And then inhale, stretching back behind us. Exhaling, touching across. Inhaling up. Exhale, touching. Inhale, stretch back behind. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Good. Exhale. Lowering those toes down to the mat across that right foot. And then we can peek over the right shoulder and look toward the toes. Little outer hip stretch here. Good. And then coming back to the center, reaching that left leg out behind us. Let's lift up that right hand. And then exhale, bringing the elbow and the knee together, rounding in the spine. And then inhaling, lengthening. Exhale, touching underneath. Inhaling out. Exhaling in. Good. One more time. Inhaling out. Exhaling in. Make that nice long line from fingertip to heel. And then we'll lower down to our tabletop. And in fact, widen those knees. Soften the feet. Let's bring the hips back to the heels. Let's roll around in those wrists. They've been working rather hard already this morning. Stretch out the fingers. Let's take another 2 breaths here in child's pose. Good. And now let's place those fingers back down onto the mat. Wide fingers here, starfish hands, pulling the shoulders away from those ears. Let's tuck the toes underneath the vert butt. Stretch those toes and ankles out. And then we'll lift our hips up for downward facing dog. Good. Let's bend those knees rather deeply, looking forward just past our fingers, and we'll step or hop to the top of our mat and find ourselves in forward fold here. Just let the head hang. Inhale to a flat back, long legs for a half lift. Exhaling back down to our fold. Good. Let's bring those thighs together, sitting low and lifting the hands up for chair. Hands can come up high, or if that's tough on our shoulders or our back, you can bend those elbows. You can even come to prayer if we would like. Good. Inhale. Let's lift all the way up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, we'll fold. Gently bending those knees, rolling as we rise all the way up to the sky with those hands. Good. All of the weight is going to go on our right foot as we lift up the left knee. Good. Slowly, let's step back with purpose and control into a high lunge. Good. Bringing those hands down to the mat. Let's step back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward into our plank. Exhale, we'll lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips up high, pressing back for downward facing dog. Good. Looking forward, bending the knees, stepping or jumping to the top of our mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we fold. Good. Let's bring those knees and thighs together, sitting low, lifting the hands and heart for chair. Good. Inhale all the way up high. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale to our flat back. Exhale, we fold. Softening the knees, rolling our way up to the top. All of the weight shifts to that left foot this time. Inhale, let's lift up the right knee, right foot. Good, and now with that right leg, we're going to gently step back for a high lunge. Exhaling, hands can come down. Into our lunge, we'll step back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward. Exhale, we'll lower down. Inhale to our upward facing dog. Tucking the toes, pressing back for down dog. Looking forward, stepping or hopping to our forward fold at the top of our mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, we fold. Sitting low, let's lift those hands up for chair. And then inhale all the way up high. Good. From here, let's squeeze those thighs together. Lift the heels up off of the ground, and we'll sit down for balancing chair here. Good. Inhaling high. Weight goes on to our right foot, lifting the left. Beautiful. And now from here, going to kick that leg back behind us. Arms will come out in front, tilting forward for warrior three. And then the hands will come down right in front of our toes for 3-point balance. And then from here, we're going to bend both knees. We're going to take this left knee and kind of cross it back behind the right as we kind of sit down into a bit of a squat. And then inhale, extend back behind with that left leg. Exhale, lower down, almost like a little curtsy squat without touching. Inhaling out. Exhaling down. Whew. Inhaling out. Let's do one more. Exhaling down. Inhaling out. And we'll lower that left foot back behind us into a long lunge. Let's lift those hands up, high lunge. And then we'll open up, warrior two. Let's inhale, extended reverse warrior, lengthening that right leg and lifting the right hand. Exhale, down to a side angle. Inhaling, extended reverse warrior. And down to our side angle. Good. Both hands can find that mat on either side of the foot. We'll step back, downward facing dog. Let's inhale forward to our plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And pressing back for downward facing dog. Looking forward, bending the knees, stepping or hopping to the top of our mat, into our fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, we fold. Bringing those thighs together, sitting that bum low. Lengthening in our back. Trying not to collapse again in that low back. Tummies are strong. Inhaling high. Good. Keeping those thighs really, really strong together. Let's lift the heels so we're up onto our toes. And then we can sit down into that chair again. Good. Inhaling up. All the weight on that left foot. Let's gently lift up the right. We might start to get tired. I know I am. So these balancing poses take a little bit more focus. So we might move a little more slowly, more deliberately, kicking that leg back, warrior three. And now let's lower those hands down for 3-point balance. And then our little curtsy squats here. So, or curtsy lunges. So we'll bend both knees. We'll cross that right knee back behind the left. And then inhale out. And exhale down. Inhale out. And exhale down. Good. Inhaling out. Exhaling down. Good. Inhaling out. Stretching that right leg back behind. Let's lower it down for a lunge. Lifting the hands. And then we'll open up warrior two. Good. Let's inhale. Extended reverse warrior. And then exhale to our side angle. Inhaling, extended reverse warrior. And exhaling to our side angle. Good. Let's lower both hands down. We'll step back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward. Exhale, we lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Let's tuck those toes, press back for downward facing dog. And then with little tiny steps, pressing our entire foot down into the mat as we walk forward into our fold. Inhale to that flat back. And fold, maybe a little bit deeper. And then let's bring those thighs together. I know, inhale to a chair. And then inhale again, nice and high. Let's lift up the right leg. And we'll take that right foot, cross it in front this time. And we'll sit down into this cross-legged chair. We can bring our hands to our hearts if we would like, or hands can stay up high. Or we can begin to fold forward and lower the hands down to our mat. Good. Let's inhale, nice and high, uncross those legs. Good, and we'll step back for our lunge. Hands can come down to the mat here. And we'll step back all the way to three-legged dog. Left leg is out behind us. Good, let's bring that knee in toward this left elbow. Shoulders will come over our wrists and then press back. Inhale, knee to the elbow, and then press back. Good. Inhale, knee to the elbow. And now, little treat, we get to come down into pigeon. So we'll lower the knee behind the wrist, soften that right foot behind us, pulling the hips to be even and level. Deep breaths here. Two more. Good. Let's help ourselves up if we folded down. Hands are under our shoulders. We'll tuck that right toe. Step back, three-legged dog. And then we'll step forward in between those hands with the left and then with the right into our fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we fold. Good, let's bring those knees together. Sit the butt down. Hands can come up for chair. And then inhale, nice and high. Let's lift up the left leg. And then exhale, let's cross that left foot over the right knee and we'll sit down into the chair again. Next inhale, we'll rise up nice and high. And we'll step back into our lunge. Fingers can find the mat. Toe back behind us. Good. Let's step back with that right foot, three-legged dog. Inhale, bringing the knee in. Touch the elbow or tricep. And then press back. Inhaling forward. And pressing back. Last time, inhaling forward. And then we'll set ourselves up for pigeon, lowering the knee down behind the right wrist. Relaxing that left leg, but pulling this left hip forward, right hip back. And we'll be here for about 10 breaths. Few more deep breaths. And if we've folded, we'll help ourselves back up to our hands. We'll tuck that left toe back behind us. Step back, downward facing dog. And then we'll lower our knees down to the mat. Find child's pose for just a couple of breaths. Won't be here for very long. And then we'll swish our feet over to one side. We'll lower ourselves down onto our butts. Bring those legs out in front of us. We'll extend the right leg. Left leg will bend, and we can place the foot to the inside of the right leg, or we can cross it over that thigh, making sure that we're trying to seat both of our hips down into the mat. If we can't, we're working toward that mat, right? We'll hug with the right arm, lengthen as we inhale, and then exhale. Turn to the left, little twist here, little stretch here. Good, and back to the center. We'll unwind those legs. We'll move over to the other side. Left leg is out long, bending the right. Can be inside or outside of the left thigh. Nice tall back, hugging tightly with that left elbow. And then exhaling, twisting to the right, using that right arm to help support the spine so it doesn't collapse. Nice and tall, lots of space in there so that we can exhale and twist a little deeper. And then we'll slowly unwind, untangle, placing both feet onto our mat. We'll lower ourselves down onto our backs, placing those feet very closely to our butts. We'll tilt that pelvis so that our whole spine has a chance to touch our mats. Tuck the chin, tuck the tail, relax those shoulders. Hands can just come down by our hips here, or if we would like, we can hold on to our ankles. Somehow my arms do not seem long enough to do that. Then when we're ready, we'll tuck that tail. We'll lift up our hips into a bridge. The more we lengthen in this low back, the more we're getting the strength out of our glutes, the length in our hip flexors. And then slowly we'll lower them back down. Good. Again, inhale, lifting into bridge. And exhaling down. Now we'll keep that left foot on the ground and we'll extend the right. Inhale, lift into the bridge. And exhale down. Inhale, press the heel up to the sky. And exhale down. One more time this side. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, lowering down. And replace that right foot. Take a breath. Resituate if we need. Then, right leg will stay on the ground. Left leg reaches up toward the sky or in its vicinity. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhaling, last one. And exhaling down. Good, lowering that left foot down to the mat. Good, from here, let's wiggle those elbows as close to our body as we can. We'll press into those feet and shoulders again, lifting the hips. We'll bring our hands underneath of our low back for a supported bridge. Why didn't we do this before? It's so much easier. Well, that's why. It was so much easier. Good, and then we can lift up one leg if we like, or the other. Or if we would like, we can lift up both, placing our hands, again, to our low back, reaching our heels up toward the sky. Notice I'm not crushing my lungs. I can still speak and breathe. And then we can bend those knees. If we're in candlestick, we'll release the hands from our low back and we'll just roll our way down. If we were in supported bridge, we just take those hands out from underneath of our backs, lowering our hips down, and let's bring those knees into our chest, roll up into our egg. Then we'll open the knees nice and wide. Elbows will go to the inside, holding the pinky toe sides of our feet. We'll relax our shoulders and head back into our mat. Relax that tail down toward the mat. Again, feeling our whole spine, resting comfortably on the ground, using the hands to open up those knees nice and wide. Good, and now let's let the bottoms of our feet, the soles of our feet come together. Knees are still wide, and we'll lower those legs down into a reclined bound angle, a reclined butterfly. Our arms are just soft to our sides. And then we'll just play a little indecisive butterfly. So we'll take our right knee, bring it over to the left, touching both knees together. And then opening up again. And then bringing the left knee over toward the right. Inhale, we'll open up. And exhale, close those knees over to the side. Inhale, opening. And exhale, closing. Let's do that one more time to each side. And opening up again, taking one breath here in bound angle. And if we're happy here, we can stay here for our Shavasana. We can move those feet away just a little bit to be more comfortable, or we can bring those knees together and just find whatever comfortable spot we would like to be in today. We close our eyes. With every breath, we release our body just a little bit more to be completely supported by the earth. Letting go of all of the expectations that we may have. We are just here to be still. if and only if we are ready. We deepen our breath. Wiggle our fingers and our toes. We'll gently come back into our space. When it's time, we'll bring our knees into our chest. Roll over onto our side. And slowly help ourselves up to seated. Take this moment to check in with how we are feeling now after our practice and after our Shavasana. Bring our hands together at our hearts, lowering our heads, bowing to ourselves in gratitude for all of the gifts that we just gave us. Gifts of strength, of openness, connection, and focus. And I thank you very, very much. It is my honor to be able to help you through your practice today. I hope that you feel just a little bit better than when we started. Please have a fantastic rest of your day. The light and the divine in me honors the light and the divine in you. Namaste.